Hey everybody, welcome to LinkedIn Beyond the Basics. My name is Lisa Shirakis and I'm going to be your instructor for this training. I'm going to tell you how to take this training because I need you to have two tabs open. Get into your LinkedIn account on a second tab and then have this video and this training on your first tab. Head over to LinkedIn and make sure you connect with me. If you're on Instagram, I'd love to connect there as well. This course is really beyond the basics of LinkedIn. So if you haven't taken LinkedIn the basics, you can find that at .comprehend.org. You can take the 101. It's really the foundations of the platform. We're going to do a short recap of the 101 stuff, and then we're going to head into the more hidden treasures that I say in LinkedIn. So sit tight. I want you to open up your second tab and log into your LinkedIn account. And remember, as you learn things, you can head over to your tab where you have your LinkedIn account and you can implement what you're learning today. So it's super important that you do that because what's going to happen is you're going to take this course. And then by the time you hit your LinkedIn account, you're probably going to forget how to do things. Remember, you're going to have access to this training for a little while. But as you learn things and you learn how to tweak your profile and add cool stuff to your LinkedIn account, you want to head over there and do that right away. All right, so let's start. So what is LinkedIn? I think you all know this already, but it's basically a social network for business professionals. It's much like Facebook, but it's for business. Simply put, it's virtual networking. And I'll tell you, during the 2020 pandemic, I used LinkedIn solely for networking and was able to generate a lot of sales through my networking activity on LinkedIn. I'm going to show you how to do that later on. Remember, this is for business, so you don't want to be posting stuff that you post on Facebook. You don't want to share what you had for dinner last night or, images of your vacation, unless you can tie it back to your business or to your job, whatever you're on LinkedIn for. Let's keep in mind of those stats. These are amazing stats. There's 600 million registered LinkedIn users and 300 million of them are logging in every month. But the most important part of these stats are the last two. 70% of LinkedIn users are passively consuming content, and really only 1% of users share every week. So there's an enormous opportunity for you to get a lot of reach on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is still very much organic. It doesn't have a sophisticated algorithm like some of the other social platforms out there. And I say this cautiously, it doesn't have a sophisticated algorithm yet. So there are still opportunities for you to expand your reach. And if you have great content to share, there is opportunities for you to go viral as well. Let's talk about some of the things you can do besides connect on LinkedIn. I hear this all the time. I'm on LinkedIn, I connect with all these people, now what? I'm going to show you how to leverage your network and how to use the platform to really help you meet your goals, whatever that may be, whether it's looking for a job, growing your business, or building your community and your audience. But you can obviously communicate on LinkedIn, you can advertise, share what you know. There's an area where you can write an article or a blog. You can find talent. I use LinkedIn for lead generation, and I'm pretty active in the groups that I join. So if you're on Facebook and you belong to groups, or you have a group on Facebook, you can do the same thing on LinkedIn. You can create groups, you can join groups. You can recommend others and you can get recommendations. You can research your vendors. So if your business is thinking about hiring a vendor, you can go on LinkedIn and learn about them, learn about their culture, learn about their employees. You can stay on top of your industry trends. I have leveraged LinkedIn for many years with this because it's just an opportunity for me to see what's going on in the rest of the world and the country within my industry. And more importantly, I use LinkedIn to prospect for new customers. So I'm going to head over and we are going to talk about the second most important asset of your LinkedIn account, and that is your profile. The very first one is your network. But first, your profile has to be really stunning and built out before you start connecting with people that you're interested in to help you meet your goals. So let's head over to LinkedIn and let's look at the profile. And this is just going to be a short recap of 101. So once you're in the platform, you are going to come to this screen, which is really the home screen. And up here, where there is this little image of yourself and the word me, you're going to click on that drop down arrow and click on View Profile. I'm going to head over to the presentation here. Your profile really needs to be built out. Every single area of your profile, you should have something in. So you want to, make sure that you have a really good professional photo. You want to make sure that you have a great summary. Let's head over to my profile and let's take a look at some of the areas. Whenever you see a pen here, this is an opportunity for you to edit an area. And one of the things that I want you to spend a lot of time on is your summary, because your summary is really going to tell people who you are, give them an overview of your accomplishments and what's important to you, right? So this is like the summary of your resume. And you can show your personality here. You can really articulate what you're good at. Keep it kind of short. You don't want it more than 2 or 3 paragraphs long. You can use emojis. There's people who use a lot of emojis in their summaries, some that use none. And I use a little mix of both. I always use hashtags because LinkedIn indexes hashtags for search. So if you're interested in showing up for certain keywords, list out some of the things that you're good at with a hashtag in front of it. Let's get back over here. And I'm going to show you, this is also another short recap of 101. The first word in your tag or in your headline is the SEO gold. So this is what gets results from the LinkedIn algorithm. I'm going to show you where that is. Up at the top of my profile, if I click on edit, I scroll down just a little bit, right here is my headline. So that very first word, whatever you want to be showing up and search for should be the word that you want to show up for. So obviously I put hashtags in front of my headline. You don't have to, I do anyway. And it does help for indexing, but that is your headline. And that very first word is the SEO gold of LinkedIn. Back to the presentation. There's another area on LinkedIn that we covered in the basics, but I wanted to recap this because it's super important. You can customize your profile link. And the reason you want to do that is because LinkedIn will assign you a bunch of numbers and letters and a very long URL that's going to be hard to share. So I'm going to head over and show you where this is. Once you're in my profile, actually your profile, not my profile. Over here on the right, you can click on Edit Public Profile and URL. You click on that. It is going to open up another tab, so don't worry, don't get nervous, like, hey, where am I going? Once you're there, you can customize your LinkedIn URL right here. So if your name is like Joe Smith, obviously that name is probably already going to be taken. So you might want to use Joe Smith in your location. You might want to use something more creative like, your role or the role that you're looking for or the business that you're in. So I might say digital marketer in Buffalo, New York. But customize that so it's easy to share and you can and people can find you easily by that very last / and the few words after that. Down here, you want to make sure that your public profile is visible. And you can adjust these settings to how you want. I have everything on public. I own a business, so I really want people to find me so that they can connect with me and reach out. And then down here, I'm going to show you later how to make a badge and embed it into your website or in any other web areas that you have for your business or for your job. So sit tight. So there's a couple other areas of your profile that are super critical that I want you to pay close attention to and build out very purposefully. One of the areas is the featured content area. I'm going to show you on your profile where that is, but this is an area you can really highlight your accomplishments. You can share links to the other areas that you're on throughout the web, but you can share posts, you can share presentations, whatever you want to highlight about yourself. This is a great place to do it. So let's head over there. I'm going to show you where that is. If you are in your profile area, and again, I'm going to tell you that is right here under this little area. Click on View My Profile. This is where you're going to land. You're going to scroll all the way down below your summary. Right here is your featured content area. So I can edit this. I can also add to it. I can add posts that I've posted that I feel really highlight who I am, what I believe in, and what I do. I can share articles that I've published on LinkedIn, which I do publish articles on LinkedIn occasionally. I can share links maybe to a website or my Facebook page or wherever else. I can upload, photos, documents, presentations. If you want to highlight a project that you worked on, a project that you completed, maybe a charity that you helped, you can highlight this, all these accomplishments, all these things in the featured content area. It's so important because this is really a snapshot of who you are, what you've accomplished, and what's important to you. There's another area that I want you to pay close attention to, and that is your skills and endorsements. So you have to go to LinkedIn and actually tell LinkedIn what skills you have. There is a limit to the number of skills you can list, but once you have them set up, other people can endorse you for them, and you can endorse others. What I love about LinkedIn is you can take a skill quiz. I can't speak today. And verify that skill. That's awesome, because if you claim you have a skill, you can actually take a quiz and LinkedIn will verify that you have that skill. Now, if you take the test and you happen to fail, don't worry, because LinkedIn's not going to show that on your profile. It will allow you to choose whether you want skills test to show up. So let's head over to the profile. I'm going to show you where that is. So here I am on my profile again. I'm going to move below that featured content area. I'm going to go all the way down past my education and experience and volunteer area and let this load for a second. And right underneath my volunteer area is my skills and endorsements. So I can add a new skill if I want. And with that, I can, organize my top 3 skills just by moving this. And once I have my skills listed, then I can get endorsements for them. And people will endorse you. If you're on LinkedIn, you're connected to your peers, people in your last job, teachers from school, professors from college, neighbors. that are in maybe the same profession or a similar profession, anybody that you've worked with on projects, not necessarily people you've reported to, not necessarily people within the company you've worked at. So anyone can endorse you for these skills. And this is a really great way to say, here's what I'm good at, and other people think I'm good at it too. Okay, so a couple of more areas I want to show you on your profile that are super important. But again, if you haven't taken LinkedIn the basics, it really goes through the profile and how to build it out. And I would suggest that you take that training. So I have listed my skills and I have filled out all of my featured content. Right below that is your dashboard, and this is really going to tell you who's viewed your profile. You're going to get a few people show up, but if you really want to see everyone who's viewed your profile, you would have to purchase LinkedIn Premium. I'm going to go through some of the other products on LinkedIn, some of the paid products and the free products that you can leverage on the platform. But for the purpose of this profile, this is kind of where you can see all of your posts, how many times you showed up in search. And then I'm going to scroll below that, and this is where I can see my activity as well. So this is the post that I've posted, the comments I've posted on other people's posts. And if, for instance, I use this all the time. It's like, oh, last week I posted on this person's post, and I really want to share that with a colleague, so I can go in and look at all my activity and find out where I commented so that I can essentially share that post, right? Then down below, make sure that you're filling out all of your experience, and you can do this in a way that is in chronological order, or you can do this in a way that is relevant to what your goals are now. So for instance, if I was going to go back into the corporate life and maybe to retail or sales, I would want to be really building this out and showing this first. But since I own my own business, this is the first thing I want to show up. And in the LinkedIn, the basics, I really tell you how to build out your experience in a way that will help you, one, get found, and two, help you connect with those recruiters or with those new clients. So once that profile is fully built out, you can then download that into a resume or a PDF. If you want to add a profile section, you can do so right here. You can add any of these areas, which all of these areas I have built out. If you want a recommendation, it's kind of hidden. So you want to click on this additional info here, and you can request a recommendation from someone. When you click on this little more area and 3 dots, I can share my profile in a message. I can download it to a PDF. And if I'm job hunting, I could take my profile and build a fantastic resume with it. All right, sit tight. We're going to head into some other things and deeper features. Remember, if you didn't take the LinkedIn, the basics course, you can find that on .comprehend.org.